This is the Gary Fong Puffer, and it's meant for cameras with a pop-up flash like this. Nikon D40, 6070, the Canon, any of the Rebels, or the D20, 30, 40, anything that has a pop-up flash. Now the problem with the pop-up flash is it's a very, very thin little bar of maybe about 1/4 inch by 1 inch, and you know that's going to look awful. And it's going to be very, very unflattering for the skin tones. Problem is when you stick anything into the hot shoe, it disables this pop-up situation. So when you get your puffer, just go ahead and pull it out of the package like this, and it has two parts. One looks kind of like a half of a football, and that's the actual diffuser surface, and the other one is the mounting bracket. So what we're going to do is first we'll put this into the hot shoe bracket like that. And the reason why we want to put this into the hot shoe bracket first is because every camera is different in terms of how high it pops up. So what we want to do is we want to take this thing and figure out where is it going to be right in the center of this beam. And right here, see all these little different mounting holes? And it looks like to me that I'm going to just drop it into the third hole from the bottom. So I'll just go ahead and push it in like this. And what's neat about that it's in two parts is that you can just take it apart and put it into your pocket. So that's that, and that's the puffer. So now when we shoot, you'll have a very, very soft type of flash photography. And you'll notice that from the side, it'll send light in all these different directions rather than straight ahead. So it'll give you much, much softer lighting. What's also neat about it is that if you ever use this pop-up flash, you'll notice that if you have like a wide-angle lens or a hood, you'll see this kind of like black shadow that looks like the top of a globe or something like that at the bottom. What that is that's actually the flash shadow from the shade or the lens itself. What's neat about the puffer is when you put this in, it will eliminate that shadow, but also it will make the flesh tones much, much warmer because it's going through this type of a filtration device and spreading the light all around. So it's much more flattering for flesh tones. Right, so let me show you what the puffer does. This is a Canon Digital Rebel with a pop-up flash. And I'm going to do one shot without the puffer, and you'll notice that I have a lens shade on here. And what the lens shade is going to do is it's going to cast this really dark planetary shadow underneath. So I'm going to shoot a horizontal, and I'll just show you what the shadow looks like. Now I'm going to stick this on, and what this will do is it's going to take the flash and it's just basically going to spread it around in different directions. So rather than this tiny little 1/4 inch by 1 inch harsh little strip, I'm going to have now this very, very large, almost 2 inch by 4 inch half round circle, and it'll give a much softer quality. But another thing it's going to do is because the light's much more diffuse, it's going to eliminate the shadow that comes across the bottom. So let me just get in and like that, and you'll see that the shadow's much reduced. Now, the other thing too is it's really flattering for portraiture. Let me just do a kind of like a headshot type of photo. This is just a regular Canon Digital Rebel. This is a very nice lens, but this is what we have laying around here at the studio. And I've got the puffer. So let me just show you how soft the lighting is, and I'm shooting vertical. And that's what it looks like with the puffer. Or something like that at the bottom. What that is that's actually the flash shadow from the shade or the lens itself. What's neat about the puffer is when you put this in, it will eliminate that shadow, but also it will make the flesh tones much, much warmer because it's going through this type of a filtration device and spreading the light all around. So it's much more flattering for flesh tones.